Good evening everybody, and thank you for tuning in to our first Year 11 information evening. Tonight I'm going to talk about the things we're doing at Meaden to ensure that your children achieve their very best over this next year. The students have come back with an excellent attitude to learning. It has been an absolute pleasure for staff to work with Year 11 in the last few weeks. And it's attitude to learning more than anything else that is going to help these young people achieve what they are capable of achieving. We feel in a very confident position as a school. We followed with this year group a 3-year Key Stage 4, which meant that we started the GCSE subjects in Year 9. And given that we've then been off for about 6 months during COVID, we feel that we're maybe in a better position than some schools are who had a 2-year Key Stage 4. So we do not feel that narrowly that the work we've got ahead of us this year is going to be as hard as it could be in terms of fitting everything in that we need to fit in for the students. Maths, English and Science have been given an extra lesson each week, and the option subjects have an extra lesson each fortnight. These lessons are taking place during what was period 7, the study period. However, in Year 11 this was normal practice anyway, where students would have extra lessons during those sessions. We've invested in 2 outside agencies who are going to deliver some tutoring and mentoring, and these are Yip Yap and My Tutor. These will happen as the year goes along. This will happen more regularly. It won't happen for every student. It will be for students who we feel need and will benefit from that extra one-to-one tuition. Year 11 tutors will be mentoring the students throughout the year. This has started this week, and within those sessions not only will they be looking at how the students are progressing and generating targets that the students can work on to be more effective and to achieve their grades, but they will also be checking in with the students about how they are coping with the stress of Year 11. Year 11 is stressful. We expect it to be stressful. It is stressful for all Year 11 students across the country. It always has been, it always will be, and we are always incredibly proud of the resilience that we see in our Year 11 students in coping with that stress. We have invested in GCSE Pod, and there has been a link sent out for a separate video explaining more about this. GCSE Pod is currently being used by the students, and it's a particularly valuable resource for revision, practicing and retrieving knowledge. After school sessions have started for some subjects and some students. There aren't many at the moment as staff don't feel that it's necessary, and again as the year goes by there will be more of these, and they're always aimed at helping students achieve their grades or helping students who are maybe struggling with a certain topic or a certain type of task. Attendance at these is compulsory as they are put on by the teachers for students so that the students can make the progress that they need to make. They are most often in small groups, which means that there is more one-to-one help during these sessions. We will be having mock exams. The first set will be in November and the second set will be in February. We will prepare our students for these exams, and we will ensure that they feel prepared to the point that stress is limited. I've mentioned stress again, it is a factor. Please do not worry if your students are coming home saying that they feel stress. They will feel stress, as every student does under these circumstances. As long as you are aware of it and we are aware of it, we are always able to work with students and families to help them understand that this is a natural process in life, and we help them to build up their resilience to deal with it. There will be further parents information evening on the 11th of March, and that will be specifically on how you can support your child in the run up to the exams. and we have a timetabled parents' evening on the 3rd of December. Not quite sure how that will run yet given the COVID situation, but we will have some contact with parents at that time. In terms of how you can help your child at home, providing them with a quiet place to study. I know that isn't always easy, and sometimes it means giving children some time alone in a bedroom while the other children go somewhere else, watch TV, play, whatever it is they want to do. Making sure that they get enough sleep. Teenage years are difficult, and getting enough sleep is one of the best ways that students cope with the teenage years. Healthy diet and exercise. We know that helps everybody in everything that they do, and so we do advise that your children are encouraged to take some exercise, preferably daily and within COVID limitations, and to follow a healthy diet where possible. And the balance between work and not working. And it is a balance, and sometimes it's a fine balance, and often parents will know best where that balance needs to be. But students themselves won't always understand that balance. Some students may be working too hard, some students may not be working hard enough. So as parents, if you think the balance isn't quite right, please do contact us so that we can talk with you and your children and make sure that that balance is the healthiest way that it can be. In terms of who to contact, we have our heads of department for Maths, English and Science. Miss Kinney for Maths, Mrs. Wallet for English and Mrs. Vine for Science. These are our core subjects, and these are the subjects that students spend most time in each week. Any queries, please do contact those members of staff, very experienced, and they will be able to help you or point you in the right direction. Of course, your child's tutor is always recommended as the first point of contact at Meaden, and many of you have now worked with Mrs. Taplin, the head of year, for many years, and she's also available. We are looking forward very much to working with Year 11 this year, and as I said, we've been so impressed by the way that they come back, and we feel that they're going to have a really successful year. So a fantastic start, Year 11, well done, keep up the good work, and please do get in touch with us if you need any information or any advice about this year ahead. Thank you, good night.